to the It's Time podcast. I'm Mariah, that bitch is Kaylee, and welcome to the show. Today's episode is sponsored by Flower Bloom. Thank you, Flower Bloom. We love you. And we're going to get into it. Today's episode isn't going to be too long. I think there's kind of a specific topic that we're going to touch on a bit that we talked about yesterday or the day before. Honestly, I'm going to be super transparent. I'm not in my right mind right now. I have been waking up feeling so groggy lately, like to the point of where like when I drive, I feel like I'm still sleeping. Like I feel like I'm dreaming in the mornings.
Yeah.
Like it's not real. Like I'm in a simulation. And it's tripping me out.
Has that been happening all week?
Kind of. It's honestly, I've been going to bed really late and like sleeping on the couch. And like I think I'm just not getting like deep sleep.
Good enough sleep.
And so then
yeah.
or like I'm waking up.
What have your sleep scores been?
Let's see.
Also, I remember being at the concert and you saying we should talk about that.
Oh, okay. So that's
on
when
the
we talked
pod.
about it.
But I don't remember what we said we should talk about on the pod, so I'm glad you remembered.
Well, like on my way this morning.
Today's topic will be just as much as a surprise for you as it will for me.
So, well, I guess that's our catch-up is our fangirl experience on Friday night. Today is Sunday. It is 10:17 a.m. on Sunday morning.
And it feels earlier than that, I will say. I have not been having that issue. I've actually been sleeping really great.
Oh, good.
And this morning I'm like...
Dude, my score is so good. My readiness score is 87. My sleep score is 80.
Oh, whoa.
Okay, well, so something's wrong.
That didn't help.
Maybe those CBD gummies are just making me so tired.
Have you been taking them every night?
Not every night, but maybe it's like
Oh, yeah, I guess we did talk about this the other day.
The grogginess of the
if
CBD.
If you're not sleeping for long enough and you're taking those,
True.
It's probably that.
Maybe that's what it is, because it's
and
like
you're getting good sleep, but it makes sense that you're waking up and not feeling awake yet.
True. Yeah, because it's literally like sleeping pills.
Problem solved.
So that makes sense that I am getting good sleep because the CBD is helping knock me out. Okay.
Yeah. We're putting the pieces together.
Yeah, I'm figuring it out. So on Friday night, we went to Joe at Revolution Hall in Portland.
Oh my God.
If I wasn't as dead as I was yesterday, I would have wanted to go again last night.
When Tim messaged, I was like revived.
Okay, so I'll put a picture up. This is my coworker, and if you live in Portland, maybe you know him. He's Tim from Z100 Portland. He texted us this.
I want to die.
Mind you, I wanted to die. You can't just send us a photo of you with Joe. With Mr. Joe Keery.
Well, and then yesterday I went to go post on Instagram, and I like was in my favorites album when you're like going to upload, right? And the first thing that popped up was like, you know how it like forces the first picture like you're ready to post? It was just Joe, and I was like, "What?"
Okay, but also I wish he would have said our names because that would have been like crazy.
Yeah, what?
He said,
but
he
still,
said this to Joe.
He talked to Joe Keery about
us. He said, 2 fun girls I know went last night and they loved it. Can't wait to check it out tonight. With this photo, you guys.
Oh my God. He's so freaking... How can you be like adorable and hot at the same time?
And so funny. At the end of he like wore a hat during his set and like took it off halfway through his set. But at the end of the show, they all went off stage, and then he comes running back on, and he goes into the mic and goes, I had to grab my, what did he say? I had to grab my funny hat.
I had to come back for my silly hat. But it's funny because he tried to say it really quick, but none of the mics were on anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So it became this, like, long thing, and he was like, nope. Nope. I had to come back for my silly hat.
And then, like, skips off the stage. Like, he's just golden retriever mixed with, like, I don't know, like, he's
everything I want in a man. I said it.
He has everything. I want to be tour girlfriend more than anything. Also, this man just went through such a big breakup, even though it didn't just happen, unless he's talking about his recent situationship/girlfriend. But I assumed a lot of his music and stuff he was talking about at the show was about, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Mika, I think. She's dating Dalton Gomez now.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So Joe Keery's ex, Mika, I think that's how you pronounce her name. She's an actress. When her and Joe broke up, she started dating Dalton. And then Ariana and Dalton broke up, and Ariana started dating, obviously,
Ethan.
Bach. And then...
Bach.
So it's like this weird thing. And Joe started dating this other girl. I don't remember her name. I don't know if they were actually dating. It was like a paparazzi picture of them. But when he sang his like sad love song from his new album, like on the piano, when he like did his like ballad,
Yeah.
and then after he was like, what did he say? He was like, "Thank you guys for making that easier for me," or something. Like, he's still very much going through his wave of emotions, you can tell. And I'm sure releasing an album brings up a lot of things that you had like obviously
reopens
written
wounds
about.
for sure.
Yeah.
Did you see?
It was so
So the
personal.
opener was like really incredible too. Post Animal and Joe used to be
in Post Animal.
in the band, and they're like a package deal. He
Mhm.
tours, they come to, and they're all from Chicago, and they're all like hidden in
And
his
some of them are
album
in
cover
his band,
of The
too.
Crux. And what's his name?
And his girlfriend.
Finnick Odair
Yeah.
yesterday
Matt.
posted a picture of like the backdrop at the venue, and it's the album, and he zoomed in on him and his girlfriend and tagged her, and I was like,
They all have girlfriends or fiancés.
yeah, they do.
Wait, that's his fiancé, isn't it? Is Matt engaged or is it?
I don't know. Neither one of them have any recent pictures of them together.
Oh, it's not Matt that's engaged. It's the guy with the mustache that plays
The
keys.
Keys, yeah.
He's
Yeah,
engaged,
yeah,
and the
yeah.
ring is really pretty. I was like, see, that's what a musician ring is like. Not a basic ass. No offense. If you want a basic ring, that's totally fine. I'm not calling you basic.
Not a basic ass. No offense.
I think it's scared of being basic. But it's like, I like when people do like their personality or like something different. It doesn't have to be a stereotypical like this is what wedding rings have always been. Like you can have fun
Yeah.
with it. Like do something different. Do a different color stone.
Yeah.
And I feel like not only, but they obviously are public figures. So you see like musicians do that stuff more because they're just more artsy.
But it was so damn good.
I love Javi or Javi. I can't remember. I feel like they kept calling him Javi, but in my head it's supposed to be Javi.
I was surprised by his name when I found him
I
on
know.
Instagram. I was like, oh.
He's one of those like spicy white boys.
Yeah.
And you can kind of tell a little bit once you start like looking at him more. But
Spicy white
I
boy.
love him. They all have girlfriends.
Yeah.
I was during the show like I feel like we could pull like we should hang out with them after. Also, I was so dead at the end
Yeah,
of
by
it.
the time the concert ended, during the opener, we're like, oh my God, like we're gonna like go to a few bars, see where they end up.
Try to
And
find
then
them.
towards the end of Joe, I was like, that's not
I could barely
happening.
stand straight up. I kept trying to bend over to stretch my back
My
out.
back hurt all day yesterday.
It was so rough. I was like, okay, I made the mistake of the timing on this. I took probably 3 weeks off of working out. Not like off, like a break. I just like wasn't going in because I couldn't do it with the way I was feeling. Thursday was my first workout back. And it's body 20, so it's like not an easy workout, obviously. So obviously I'm so sore Friday, and then we're standing in the crowd, and I was like, in my head, like, this timing is crazy. Because now
Why did I
tomorrow
do
I'm going
this?
to literally not be able to move. Like, sitting down onto the toilet, I had to go so slow. It hurt so bad to sit down. It's like, oh my God. And I felt really old. And
Yeah.
sends us into our topic. Do you remember now?
No.
I
I do remember. Actually, this was really sweet. Like the way this came up was just really sweet and pure.
Ooh, that laugh made me want to throw up. Fuck.
Oh.
That laugh made me want to throw up. Fuck, that's what I said out of the mic. You tell the story of how the topic came.
Okay, I will. I just need a quick sip first. Quick sip. So,
Oh!
I literally was like, for the life of me, I don't know. I know it was something I said, but I don't know what it was. So we're at the concert, and we got there when doors opened. And we're like standing around for like an hour until the opener goes on. So I went to go to the bathroom, and we had gardened right before we came in. So I'm in the bathroom, and they're like playing good music in there. And I'm just like, I was very much in a admire human beings vibe. Like I was just like loving watching everyone
It was a good.
exist.
It's like some shows you go to, you're gonna be in a good group of people.
Yeah. Yeah, and you said that very immediately when we walked in. It was excited energy, but also like cool, calm, excited. Not too crazy. It felt like respectful, excited. And don't get me wrong, we can be crazy, amped up, insane fangirl excited too. But I don't know. It was just like
if
nice
it
chill
fits,
vibes.
we're like such aesthetic matchers. Like we literally will just. I don't like the chameleon thing, but that's kind of like what we do. We just kind of match vibes.
Well, and we talked about this in the car too. For us, that's how we immerse ourselves in the art. Yeah. So, like, whatever artist we go see, we both, like...
We want to be as immersed into it as possible.
That aesthetic, and, like, I don't know, like, we...
And I feel like...
We try to match the vibes because it feels like you're submerging yourself in the moment.
And we're not, like, one aesthetic, one vibe people.
No.
So, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
And our music taste is very expansive in a way. Like... We want to go to
crazy
psychedelic rock, but I also want to go to, like, the most, like, femme pop show ever, but I also want to go to, like, a classic rock show. Yeah. You know, like, yeah.
Yeah, like, my dream music festival would be, like, Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Harry Styles.
We should make our dream festival lineup.
That's really fun. We should do
that. Okay, we're going
to
make our dream festival lineup. If you have a dream festival lineup, put it in the comments. I got to see what people...
I want to make like a graphic.
Yeah, we should. Okay, we're going to do it.
So pausing on that thought, then you'll really see how chaotic it is. But I was just really enjoying like watching everyone be humans. I was having such appreciation for just humanity. And
that's rare these days.
I like was washing my hands in the bathroom and I just was like, wow, we're so young and fun right now. And I think... Actually, I surprised myself when I said this out loud because I processed the thought out loud.
Yeah.
I think we more and more often are lumping ourselves in the older group. Mm-hmm. And it's not because we're old, it's because we just, as other people are aging, are becoming surrounded more and more by younger people. Like you're at the bars and now like...
We're 27 and 28.
Now we're not. And now there's 21-year-olds there. Yeah. So it makes you feel old, but it doesn't take away from the fact that you actually are, like, youthful.
Yeah. And we just, and for our entire lives, before even entering your 20s, when you're a teenager, you're constantly told about your 20s. Like, your 20s is when everything happens, where you have all these experiences. It's where you get to do all the things in your life before you settle down, because once you settle down, you don't do those things anymore, which isn't true.
Won't be sending that narrative to my children.
No, absolutely not. And not that it was like completely said straight up, your life is over at 30, but that's essentially kind of what it has felt like, I think, when you're younger. And then now I'm 28 and 30 is pretty close, but it doesn't feel, well, actually, I have to be honest, there are times where I am in that mindset of, like, I'm running out of time because I'm almost 30 and I only have, like, X amount of time to do these things. And I'm like, wait, I can travel the world at any age. Mm-hmm. I can go to a show at any age. There were a ton of, like, older actual people
that was really fun.
Concert.
Like, if you looked up around the crowd, it was such a mix in age groups. Mm-hmm. The floor was 21 and up, but, like, if you looked up, there were teenagers, there were people that were probably in like their late 30s, 40s, there were, I would say, primarily people in their 20s,
and then like a handful
30s,
of like maybe some 60-year-olds in there too, which love.
It just was like a cool mix.
We're not old.
No.
And it's a weird, it's been rooted though.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, I haven't done this yet. Like, and even it's different too, depending on what you kind of want your life to look like. Like,
I was gonna say, for me, I feel like it's easier for me to pigeonhole myself in that because I want to have kids, and that obviously comes with like a biological timeline if you want to birth them yourself. So it's easier to do that like Rachel Green backwards math of, okay, well, I just turned 30 today and I want to have kid by blah, blah, blah. So I need to be engaged, know them for a year, be engaged for a year. Oh, so I need to meet them today.
So I need to have met them now. Yeah. And that's
last week, actually.
really overwhelming feeling. I don't have that pressure when it comes to like the kid marriage thing. So that definitely helps. But definitely in other aspects. So depending on like, so for me, like career wise, I feel like there are certain things I need to do by a certain time. Like I want to be like financially stable by a certain point. And so like depending on you and what you want, you're putting those pressures and those deadlines on yourself. Obviously it's harder in a different way when it's kids because it's almost out of your control in some way.
Yeah, you can't talk yourself out of that time. Like, I can do that at any point.
Yeah.
I mean, you can if you want to adopt or have a surrogate or like, but if your intention is to birth your own children,
so how do you manage that headspace?
I ignore it as best I can. It comes up.
Is there nothing that you can say that like calms you down of like, I'm on my own timeline. I can have a kid at 35. Like,
no, not at all, because I actually, it's just so funny how as you get older, your perception of age changes and timeline changes. And I've talked about this with you before, but I was in a long relationship from the time I was like 14 until
college
21. So, whoa, that's a long time.
Very.
So being in a relationship like that, it's easy to be like, oh, well, I like have already found my person, and like you start to run away with that timeline of, okay, well, like I wanted to be married by like 24 and have kids by 27. I'm sorry, I'm 27. I don't want to be a mother. What?
It's crazy. But when you're 15, 16, even 21, it feels
reasonable. But then if you would have asked me when I was 24 if I wanted to be married, like, no, absolutely not. So I think part of that was I was young and didn't understand. ASMR. Part of that was I was young and I didn't have an understanding of like how young 24 really was. But also I was so locked into this thing that it just was like, well, yeah, these are like the next steps. Like that's what'll happen. And now here I am at 27, still want to get married, still want to have kids. I don't even think I want to be married before 30. Well, at this rate, I'd have to meet someone like tomorrow to even be willing to do that. But
yeah, and you never know your own timeline, what's going to happen. It's the unknown too.
Yeah.
Like who knows?
I remember my ex and I used to not get in arguments, obviously, because we were like teenagers, very young adults. It wasn't like a super serious conversation in that moment, but talking about like the timeline of kids. And he was always like 35. That was always the number he threw out there.
You're and like, I was like 27.
I was like, hello, geriatric pregnancy.
Yeah.
And he's like, my mom had me at 40. And I'm like, yeah, but that's like lucky. That's like not the normal.
It's
like
not
the norm
guaranteed.
That you're just fine and your mom was able to have a healthy pregnancy and whatever. So this was like a conversation we were having as children. And I was like, whoa, 35 too old. And now I'm like,
35 seems like a pretty good time to have a kid.
Yeah, it sure does.
If I was going to have a kid, I think 35 would be the minimum age I'd have to be to even explore.
Because at this rate, odds are I'm not getting married until my early 30s. Uh-oh.
You never know.
This conversation is taking a turn.
You know, and I something I find interesting is our society has changed so much, obviously, even with our parents, their parents, of getting married young, having kids young was so normal and common, and there was definitely pressure on people to do that, more so on women at a young age, because that is just what you do. A lot of people didn't think it through. Like, do I want to be a parent? No, because that's just what you do. That leads to a lot of not good parents.
Well, and there was no choice.
And so I think in a lot of ways there's less pressure, but at the same time, there is more pressure because of social media. So even though we're not like being pushed to get married at 22, for those people that want to get married, want to have kids, want XYZ, you're constantly seeing people on social media get engaged, do this, do that. You're comparing yourself to their timeline. Why aren't I doing these things now? You know, so on one hand, it's less pressure, but on the other, we have a different type of like this comparison, which I'm sure is similar
definitely a trade-off
to people at that in those older times. Like, they did have pressure too in their communities, in their church communities, in their whatever, of like, oh shit, like I'm 25, I'm an old woman.
And parents, I think, were like way more vocal about that kind of being their expectation. And especially for women, because it really wasn't that long ago that a woman didn't just like become an adult and start her own life. It was,
can I have a credit
you're my
card?
daughter until you get married, and then you're his problem. So of course you're getting pressure from your parents to get married and start a life, because that's the only way that you get independence.
My dad used to be that type of person, and then I think he started to learn she is a stubborn, headstrong, like crazy feminist. I'm not going to be able to convince her anything. And I'm proud of myself. I remember one of the things I remember the most, and this didn't happen that long ago, because it's so, in my dad's defense, it's a lot of cultural, what am I trying to say? The cultural aspect of it is like a big reason why he has these certain things rooted. He's a boomer too. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that go into that. But I remember one time I was like stressed out over phone bills because we were talking about like me taking things over and stuff. And I was like, what the fuck is that much money? Like when I was, I don't know how young, 22, whatever. Like learning how much things cost in reality. And he was like, oh, well, someday you're going to find a man who's going to pay those bills for you. And I was like, I remember looking at him and being like, I am not.
To be a fly on the wall in that conversation.
Like, eat my face. Like, but at least, I don't know. I remember even when I was a little kid, they would always call me headstrong because anything they tried to make me do or get me to do, I was just like, I wanted to do the opposite.
Yeah.
So they did that. They raised me to be whatever they wanted. I wanted to do the exact opposite.
Yeah, that's on them.
I do think, though, as parents, when you push so hard on your child to do or be a specific thing, they're naturally going to want to do the opposite.
That's why I hate shopping and makeup.
Yeah. So I started rebelling in middle school because of those exact things. So... And
that's my tea.
And I will not be becoming a parent. What?
You won't become a parent.
I will not become a parent.
Yes.
Because, and I think a lot of people, our ancestors, the woman who came before us, would do anything for that choice. And I feel so grateful to have that choice. Do not fucking take that choice away from me. I will fucking... And... What was my point? Oh, so many people, like, going back to, like, people just having kids because that's what you're supposed to do. I feel like I have this self-awareness, not that, like, I wouldn't be capable. I'm sure if I was to have a kid, I would rise to the occasion. Like, I'm not a shitty person. But, like, I don't think I have the mental capacity, the stability to be able to raise a human being. And I feel like that's just self-awareness. And I think the only way that I'd have a kid is, like, someday in my 40s, I would, like, adopt, like, a teenager or something, you know, like someone who really needs just a home and connection or whatever.
Yeah. And I think that's where a lot of generational trauma comes from, is this sense of either resentment towards your children because it wasn't exactly what you wanted or exactly when you wanted it.
Yeah.
Like Priscilla and Lisa Marie, you know, like she wanted a baby, but not on that timeline. And look how that turned out for Lisa Marie.
Yeah. Didn't she say in it too, like, she always felt like she wasn't wanted.
Yeah.
And her mom told her that she wished she got an abortion or something. Or something like
the
that.
first part, yes. The second part, I'm pretty sure that happened.
In some way, maybe not those exact words, but like that is
so
a
it's either like
memory for
yes.
You're not gonna forget that.
So either it's that end of it, or how many people like maybe even wanted kids, but were too young to have the self-reflection they needed to have, or never had the self-reflection at all to be like, okay, maybe like mentally or emotionally this isn't a thing that I can actually execute in a healthy way.
Or maybe like maybe there's work you gotta do first. Like I think I've said this on here before. My ex and I used to get in arguments all the time over like I would never have a child with someone unless we were going to therapy first. And I think that should be a requirement. Mm-hmm. I really do. You should not be able to like people act like bringing a child into this world is like not a like, oh yeah, you just do it. Like it's whatever. Like no, that's a huge fucking deal. Mm-hmm. Like if you want to have kids and maybe you have the mindset I do of like, oh, I can't, but you want to, like put in, like I'm sure there's things you could do to break that generational trauma. Like you're putting in that work in your life to like go through those things through therapy. And
holy like, hell, I hope that helps my kid.
You're breaking the cycle. And or even if like you're working on it, just showing your kid like, oh yeah, I hear you, I'm going to therapy, I want to work on this, I want this to work out. Like just even showing your kid that you're doing that, like it's not too late to go get help and do the work. And I think a lot of us with parents that are boomers or late older Gen X, it's like, oh, they're never going to change. Like they could
they could if they wanted
they
to.
Could
yeah,
just because you're in your 60s it doesn't mean it's too late.
Oh yeah.
And that's just real.
Crazy turn from talking about how young we are, but also
I'm like, is this a giant tangent or is it connected? I don't know.
Everything is all connected, but also it's like slight tangent.
Yeah. I mean, that's just
connected.
That's just on brand.
Yeah. That's just who we are.
But we do often talk about kind of going back to the young thing. We both do. We were just talking about this. I like have been saying I'm basically 30 since like 25. Mm-hmm. Like once I turned 25, I was like, oh, I'm basically 30. And like, why am I?
We be rounding.
Why am I round? Like I need to just enjoy that. Like I'm 28. Like 28 is 28. It doesn't mean I'm 30. Like,
yeah,
you know, and there's nothing wrong with being 30. It's just like,
but also like kind of helps you mentally.
It does. It does. But I think
we talked about that the other day too.
Wish away.
So like when we do turn 30, we're gonna be like, well, yeah, I've been 30.
Yeah, I've been 30 for like 5 years at this point.
Oh yeah, it all does come back to wishing away life.
Do you think?
I think that's like my fatal flaw.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, mindfulness and being present is like the hardest thing ever. I think for our generation because of social media and everything's just like not here, not present, not in the moment. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't know.
And I don't know if this is a normal thing. Like, I know you do it sometimes too. I feel like I do it to the extreme of like when life gets hard and things are shitty. I mean, I did it on the pod last week and you like called me out for it of like, I just need it to be June. Yeah. And okay.
You do it like,
so if I blinked
pretty intensely.
I do it very intensely. If I blinked and all of a sudden it was June, I literally just wished 2 months of my life away.
Yeah.
All because I'm not enjoying work. Like, what about all the other things? Mm-hmm.
It's really hard. Like, and I think it goes back to life in America. And I think if you were to like place us in a walkable place, and I'm thinking about Europe, but I'm not saying it.
But I'm not saying it.
With our same schedule, we would have more quality of life. We would be doing more like there's more to look forward to on a daily basis.
Maybe slightly different schedule.
Maybe a slightly different schedule. I guess if we were dropped in Europe, it would definitely be a different schedule.
It'd be a longer lunch for sure.
But like one of my favorite things when we are in Europe is we're these tourists in the middle of the day on a weekday, but everything is so alive. Like people that are working are like getting lunch with their friends, grabbing drinks with their friends, and the work-life balance is just so healthy. And I think that would change everything with the wishing away. Like, because we'd always have things every single day that you would be romanticizing and
really
looking forward
do
to.
think that would help too. And
like even your walk to work.
Happy hour has been like a big thing that has helped with that for me. But then what's also hard is I struggle with being busy all the time. Like the last probably 3 weeks, I feel like, honestly, maybe before that, like the week before the beach, like probably a month now, I feel like I've been doing something every day.
Yeah.
And then that leaves me feeling like really depleted. But to be able to have the option, and like here it's such a to-do, it's such a planned thing. And maybe that's what's part of it, is even like when we do happy hour, it's like, okay, I come home from work and I work out or whatever, and then I drive 20 minutes to go meet up with my friends at the bar. When in other places, I would like walk out of school and like walk 2 minutes down the street with some coworkers to the pub and like grab a pint, you know? Like, I don't know. It's different. So maybe that's why it's so draining. Or can be so draining, because it's more effort to make it happen.
Yeah. And I feel like you don't feel like you're as old as, like, I just feel like people in those places, no matter what your age is, you're still living like this social, full, fun life. And it's not like here with what I was saying earlier, like, oh, like, do everything before you settle down, and then once you settle down, you're out in the suburbs and you're literally just doing this, like, take kids to school, go to work.
Your life literally just revolves around your immediate family in your house. Yeah.
Where's the culture? Where's the, like, life? Where's the, I don't, like, we just
I get a lot of TikToks about raising families in other countries.
I do too, and I'm not even going to do it.
Or like Americans that moved with their kids to other countries, and it's crazy. Even just like public playgrounds. Like there's coffee shops right there and there's bars right there, and it's this innately social thing. It's not just for the kids to go play. It's like all the parents are connecting too, and I just feel like we do so many things wrong here.
And it's to keep us complicit, tired, worn out.
It always comes back to this, doesn't it?
Yep.
It always does.
And that's just the reality. Like, it's the truth of the situation. And I just also feel like when we go to Europe this summer, I just feel more young and alive there.
Yeah. That's part of why it hit me the other night too, I'm sure, because we were doing this thing, you know, like we were at a concert. Oh, I'm like, we're young and fun because we're at a concert. But it's just like the day to day there. You can do something every day that lets you feel like in touch with your youth.
It's like you're so human.
I would love to be so human. I've decided we talked about our fangirl moments, how we should start sharing our fangirl moments on here. Well, I do a close friend story called White Boy of the Month. And I've decided that I should start sharing my updates for the White Boy of the Month. So I can't catch you up on all of them because there's quite a few. But there was a big switch up in the leaderboard this weekend. So, as of last week, the top 10 white boys of the month were, waiting for it to load. Okay. Number 1, Jason Sudeikis. Obviously, no explanation needed. Number 2, Jacob Elordi.
So many J names.
Oh, the first 3, yeah. Number 3, Jonathan Bailey. I rewatched Wicked. Number 4, Mr. Paul Mescal. Harry Styles, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, Harris Dickinson, Niall Horan, Drew Starkey coming in at number 10. But this weekend there were some crazy changes. So, Jason Sudeikis still takes the cake. It's hard to beat him right now. He is the top dog, number 1. Like, no one compares. Even when I'm hyper fixated on someone else, it's like my heart still belongs to Jason. I'm not even fully hyper fixated on him right now.
He's just
yes.
One, literally.
So number 2 is usually like where I really lean into that hyper fixation. I was one off. Oh, I told you the wrong ones. Okay, well, what you needed to know was that Ryan Yates from Nottingham Forest is also on the list now.
He entered.
He's entered the chat. I was looking at the wrong guy. Loading. Typing. Number 2 is none other than Mr. Ryan Yates. He got moved up on the list. Number 3, hottie hot, Joe Keery.
Mr. Joe himself.
Mr. Joe. Woo!
Drew Starkey got knocked off the list.
Drew Starkey is knocked off the list, having been not his exact spot taken, but knocked off by Joe Keery, essentially. And everyone else got bumped
What
down.
do you think's going to happen after Tucker? Do you think he'll
Honestly,
make it?
I don't think Tucker's going to make the list.
That's wild.
I know. I love Tucker. Don't get me wrong. Well, who knows? If we're going to be like Barricade, maybe all of a sudden
How do you
I
not?
will.
He's so slutty.
He's so slutty, but... And I do think he's cute, but he's just never been like, my man. I don't know. He's just never been that for me.
Okay, well, we'll see after the shows.
We
What if you get picked for Sally?
I've thought about what I would do.
I don't know if I can.
Ever since I saw that girl
I can't.
drop into the splits, I was like, should I do something crazy? Should I start warming up my back tuck again, making sure I can do it?
If you get picked for Sally, you have to do the back tuck. I don't know what I would do.
I eat shit.
I started doing footes. Haven't done footes in a decade.
I would just jump around, I fear. I don't know.
I would jump around, but then
or I'd be like this.
I feel like I'd want to be funny and like grind on him or something. I'd be so nervous.
Just really frazzled.
I'd have to be drunk.
I'd be
but everyone that gets picked, no one's scared. Everyone's just so cool and
yeah. I saw a TikTok the other day that was
wait, I think I know
social anxiety hates to see Tucker fans coming. And it was just people waiting in line outside for the concert and they're blasting Sally and some girls just going up to everyone oh shit, here we go.
Oh, I love it. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous about the fan base, but I'm just because
we're gonna feel old at this one, I will say that.
Well, every Tucker show I've been at, I felt old. I've always been older than the people I've been around in line. Everyone's always been so young. Even meet and greet stuff I've gone to, everyone around me is 21.
Whoever the big
I'm Tucker's age, so.
Pop boy moment is, it's always a younger crowd. You know?
Oh, it's the alarm.
Harry Styles has, not that he doesn't have fans our age, but I would say primarily of his fan base is younger. Niall Horan. Who else?
Sabrina. Pop girlies have really big teen.
Whoever the big pop moment is, it's strong teen fan base for sure.
It's just, it'll be different this tour because he's just gone a little more mainstream than he has been in the past, which is wonderful for him. I'm so happy for him. It'll just be different because I've just been used to not that from people. So Like, when we went and saw him open up for Gracie, like, we were one out of a few other people in the pit that, like, knew his songs.
Like, he definitely heard us, definitely looked at us.
Oh, for sure. Like, he saw us.
I guess I saw him that night, and I wasn't like, oh my God, I'm in love with him.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I love him, but I'm not in love with him.
That's perfect, though, because then I'll be with Tucker, and you guys will be, like, bestie vibes.
Yeah. I can totally see that for me and Tucker, actually.
Love that for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we definitely are going to have some stories to tell you because we are going to Tucker 2 nights. Hopefully getting as close as we can one of the nights.
And we're doing, like, the whole shebang.
The whole shebang.
On Tuesday. Like, took the day off work.
Mm-hmm.
We got to call and ask those questions.
We do. We got some shit to do. But yeah, just remember you are young. You are on your own timeline. The universe has a path for you. Trust it. Don't compare yourself to other people, even though it's so hard not to.
Did you just reinvent my daily affirmations?
I don't know. Did I?
You are young. You are on your own timeline.
Yes, I love that. Yeah, let's make it. I don't know.
Let's make it.
But yeah, anything else you want to throw in?
Nothing at all.
We are going to head over to our April picnic. Literally right this second, we are going to drive out there and have our little Twilight-themed picnic with our girls, gays, and theys. We will be playing the Twilight soundtrack, yes. Thank you so much to Flower Bloom for sponsoring today's episode. We love you so much. And thank you to all of you for watching or listening to the It's Time podcast. I'm Mariah, that bitch is Kaylee. We have new episodes every single Wednesday, and we'll see you next time.
I've never seen Twilight. There, I said it.